that you're next to me, stuck in my head. When lights go off, you're everything that I could ever want. Your touch so soft, not looking for no heaven or gold, 'cause I got you, I got you. Don't wanna show us off, but you're my all that I need. Trying to sugarcoat, but I'm flying so high, I don't even know if I'm coming down. You rock my boat when you hold me so tight. The world just disappears in front of my eyes. I'm telling you why, this ain't no madness. The smoke in the mirrors are memories, now the sun's gone down. Like a river rushing way up above. This ain't, yeah, this ain't no sugar-coated love. Everything that we've been through has made us strong. You won't believe we've had our gray, but somewhere there's a light inside of us. It shows the way. Not looking for no heaven or gold, 'cause I got you, I got you. Don't wanna show us off, but you're my all that I need. Trying to sugarcoat, but I'm flying so high, I don't even know if I'm coming down. You rock my boat when you hold me so tight. The world just disappears in front of my eyes. I'm telling you why, this ain't no madness. The smoke in the mirrors are memories, now the sun's gone down. Like a river rushing way up above. This ain't, yeah, this ain't no sugar-coated love. This ain't, yeah, this ain't no sugar-coated love. I stay in bed, I still got the feeling that you're next to me, stuck in my head. When lights go off, you're everything that I could ever want. Your touch so soft, not looking for no heaven or gold, 'cause I got you, I got you. Don't wanna show us off, but you're my all that I need. Trying to sugarcoat, but I'm flying so high, I don't even know if I'm coming down. You rock my boat when you hold me so tight. The world just disappears in front of my eyes. I'm telling you why, this ain't no madness. The smoke in the mirrors are memories, now the sun's gone down. Like a river rushing way up Everything that we've been through has made us strong. You won't believe we've had our gray, but somewhere there's a light inside of us. It shows the way. Not looking for no heaven or gold, 'cause I got you. I got you. Don't wanna show us off, but you're my all that I need. Trying to sugarcoat, but I'm flying so high. I don't even know if I'm coming down. You rock my boat when you hold me so tight. The world just disappears in front of my eyes. I'm telling you why, this ain't no madness. The smoke and the mirrors are memories now. The sun's gone down like a river rushing way up above. This ain't no sugar-coated love. This ain't no sugar-coated love.
Hi, and welcome to Creator Fundamentals. My name is Dan Currier, and it is my mission to simplify YouTube so you and I can grow together. Welcome to our Wednesday night live stream. For those of you who may be new to the live stream, we do this every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. It's an opportunity to get together as YouTubers, ask any questions you might have about YouTube or your channel, and just hang out with your fellow creators. If you are new to the live stream and you would like to receive notifications on future videos that can help you simplify YouTube, consider clicking that subscribe button and the bell notification icon so you don't miss a thing and you join us in this journey on growing here on YouTube. Great to see you guys as always. Been working a lot on the studio. In fact, I think it's been like 15 days since I put out an actual video. I know it's awful, but I'm getting really, really close. So hopefully once I get it all squared away, get everything locked in, I'll share that whole process with you guys. But I think I'm really starting to make some progress here. I think I have a couple more lights and things that I've ordered that will be here any day now, and we'll put the finishing touches on the studio the way it's configured now. And I'm still trying to figure out camera angles and all of that stuff. If you saw the way I have my Logitech C920 set up right now, I guarantee you haven't seen anything quite like this before. But good to see you guys all in here this evening. We'll jump in the chat in just a moment. I saw people jumping in early on looking for channel reviews. If you are interested in a channel review, we will get to those later in the live stream. But the front end of this is just an opportunity to hang out. If you have any questions about YouTube or how to do specific things or questions about your channel, you can definitely put them in the chat. I do recommend that you tag Creator Fundamentals in the chat so it's easier for me to actually find it. Because if you've ever been to one of my live streams before, you know me and the chat scroll are not on the best terms. So I do my best to get to every single person who asks a question, but inevitably it's very possible that something gets missed. So just know it's not personal, just struggling with the way in which YouTube chooses to show us stuff. Gonna jump in there real quick before we lose too much of the chat. I see Vincente out there, Slap Happy Jelly, Construction Cronies, good to see you guys. Super Rizzo Gamer 44, Maro Bengato. We have Tight Talk Marvel and Star Wars, Artful Yours with Diana. Who else we have out here? Scrolling. Let's Play RC, good to see you. And Sergio 45, The Naming Zemeg. Adam's Exploits is out there as well. A Family of Tech. Video Zeus, good to see you. Cablin Betty's Vlog. Rodney Truth TV Motovlogger. We got Doug Hewson out there. Wow, that was close. I almost said Henson. It's not like, I don't know your last name or something, but what are you going to do? Alan Osborne, New Life, Married Again. Who else we got? Scrolling. Super Scroll here. We got Karate Playbook, Brick Ninja out there, KRDP, All My Kitties, Sparks Family TV, and we'll see if anybody new pops in here. All right. That was an interesting flag on a thing. So, also, if anybody runs into the issue with trying to type a question and having it block it, let me know. I think I fixed that, but last time we had a live stream, I realized that the word done was in my filters, and it was actually preventing people from posting questions. Presumably when the happened to have done in them. I didn't know done was such a popular word, but trying to constantly combat the sub for subbers in my comment sections. I somehow put done by itself without really thinking of what that would entail. So, all right. And hey, Gearsy, what's going on? Okay. Sparks Family TV would love a channel review. All right. Well, you're jumping on that early, but thank you so much for the super chat. I do appreciate it. I will put you up there, so when we get to those, you will be the first. Have we looked at your channel on the live stream? I don't know if we have. I know I'm familiar with your channel, but in any event, we'll get there later on. All right, what do we got for questions here? Scrolling back here, I see some tags. I think a lot of them are just hellos at the moment. And we have Double Letter Lady. Hello, happy to be here. Happy to have you on the stream. I do appreciate you coming and hanging out with us. We have Let's Play RC. Hey there, Dan. Good to see you. And another hello. Scrolling. Glad I found Creative Fundamentals when I did. So many awesome, helpful people in this community. Awesome. Thank you so much for saying that. We have Creative Fundamentals is great. I did what he said, and my channel is doing good. Awesome. Good to hear, KRDP. Yeah, so what do you guys think of this? So I'm kind of experimenting. My brain always looks at lighting the way I have it now and thinks it's too dark. So let me know in the chat how you like the lighting of this current live stream. Do you think it is the proper level, or does it feel a little dark to you? I'm experimenting with trying to get the background dark and give my face the appropriate amount of light. Because I usually have the light pretty much cranked up, but this is a little more subtle than I normally do, and I'm interested in what you guys think. Make sure it is. Also, let me know how sharp the image looks. Because I feel like it's not quite as sharp as I'd like it. All right. Kevin Boston, I have identified my audience as children. What's the next step on how to get more kids to subscribe to me? Well, if you've identified your audience as kids, then I would just keep doing whatever it is you're doing if you are already attracting that particular audience. Okay. Somebody just said they can barely hear me. Is that better? Let me know if anybody else is having a problem with the audio. And let me make sure that I didn't that my no, we're still good. We're still on this mic, so this should be the mic. Yep, that is the hot mic. Yes, you've viewed it before. We've updated our whole channel. Awesome, Sparks. We'll definitely take a look. Noobling, channel review when the time comes. Yeah, when we get there, we will definitely open that up for everybody to get on that list. So my wild backyard says it is a little dark. And Doug Houston, you are bright in the face. Slap happy jelly. It's below the description part. Let's see. Scrolling. Let's Play RC. Thank you so much for the super chat. I do appreciate it. Gearsy, is there a way I can enable super chat or memberships for my channel? Sadly, every time I go to enable it, YouTube says I can't because I'm under 18. The annoying thing is they don't give me any options. Yeah, I mean, ideally you would want to have somebody who's over the age of 18 as the owner of your account. But I'm not really sure how that works once you've identified yourself as not being of age. What you could probably do, I don't know. I would suggest that you would probably have to have somebody create an AdSense account that is old enough. But I'm curious if did they let you? I wouldn't think they would let you create an AdSense account if you're underage. So I'm not quite sure how that part would all play out. Or where they're pulling your age from in the first place. All right. Okay, RDP says I can hear just fine. I hear you fine. Good to know. Okay. And Doug said you're bright in the face. Is it too bright or does that look about right? Lighting can be very subjective. All right, move that out of the way here. Construction Crony says looks good on mobile. Oreo says seems a little darker, but I do like how your face is highlighted. Image of you is nice and sharp. Good, awesome, great. Thanks for the feedback. I appreciate it. You have notifications popping up over here. So, when I am finished with setting all this up, I'm definitely going to be putting out some equipment-related videos. It's kind of something I've been meaning to do on the channel for a while. At one point, I had decided to do it on a separate channel, but I think I'm going to go the route of including it on this channel because the whole second channel thing is just more trouble than it's worth. I already have 2 channels, and they are a little bit of a challenge to try to keep them active. So I think it's time for Creator Fundamentals to evolve a little bit. And so I'm going to try to bring some more of the creator tech on the channel. So actually, speaking of, I have a really cool little piece of tech that I saw. I don't even know who I saw do it, but or originally post it, but I saw it and I'm like, I got to have that, and immediately went out and ordered it and just got it the other day. So I'll definitely be doing a video about that. And that is a new mic by Rode. Yeah, see, I'm 24 years away from being 18. Since we're talking about it. Oh, channel review, por favor, mi amigo. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. I will add your channel up to the list here. Oh, I think I'll make sure. And then, awesome. Very cool. And let's see. What? . Kevin Boston, what can GIMP not do that Photoshop can? After about 20 Google searches of that today, I still have no clue. I honestly don't know. I've always used GIMP. I took out Photoshop the other day and tried to use it, and it seemed less intuitive than what I've been doing on GIMP, so I went back to GIMP. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, GIMP is a free like photo editing software, but it's great. It's what I use to make my thumbnails and thumbnails for my clients. So I find it to have all the tools that I need. There's a lot of great tutorials out there. There is one, I think it's called, let me double check here. Is it, it's either called like Nick's Logos or Logos by Nick. Is it Logos? Logos by Nick. He does a really good job of teaching you how to do all kinds of cool logo work and stuff. I think he recently switched to, oh no, he's still doing GIMP. So, that channel puts out a ton of awesome GIMP tutorials. So if I do need to do something that I've never done before, and I need to, then I check it out on his channel and go from there. Let me see if I can. Bear with me a moment. That's not the right one. And all right, there it is. And we'll do that. There we go. And go there. Looking good, looking good, looking good in the neighborhood. So this is Logos by Nick. I've actually used a few different tutorials from this channel on how to make certain logos. I made a logo for my father who does woodworking, so I think I searched for what was it, like wood engraved or something. They had a really good, yeah, this one right here. They had a really cool tutorial on how to make a logo look like it's carved into wood. So they have ones that are like metallic and all kinds of cool stuff that they do on that channel. So it's always good to try to develop your skills. If you don't know how to do something, you're a YouTuber. There are tons of free resources on YouTube. So you really don't have any excuses. If you don't know how to do something, then get up there in that search bar and find a video that you can follow and learn how it works and get it done. Apps that rule. Treats for Mansion as always. Could you check out the channel too as well? Just getting back to posting on this one again. Awesome. Absolutely. Joe, I will. And put that over there. Oh, come on. Apps that rule. Yeah, we'll definitely pop that one up as well. And scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. So how's 2019 been for everybody? Are your channels growing the way you'd like them to do? Are you making more content in 2019 or less? What has been your sweet spot? Hey, Joshua Paulino, I see you out there. We have Boom Tech, Valmy Briggs, Fergus McDuff, the Westie. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. We're going to throw you in the mix as well. Looks like a pup with their own channel. All right. You do know that there's a picture next to that, Joe, right? Slap Happy Jelly had a video nearly become my most viewed video today within 24 hours. Awesome. Yeah, that's exactly what you want. It's always great when a video takes off. That's fine. And mine's doing good. Almost 100 since March. Awesome. Hello, Vincente. And January was good. Then growth slowed down. My channel's dipping a little bit since I over the last 15 days because I haven't put out anything. But we're gonna get back in the mix here, and I'll show you how that tool or that new piece of tech I got is gonna help me do that. KRDP, Creative Fundamentals, and Daryl Eves and Nick Nimmin have said to improve. Yeah, I mean, definitely you have the opportunity to build any skill set you want, really. There's so much information on YouTube. You can pretty much go out there and just target one thing and learn how it's done, and then learn the next thing and just keep going. Did a wedding vlog 2 weeks ago. It took off. Awesome. Name recognition, relationship building, trust building, all key factors in growth on YouTube. Hey, it's all about the human element. I know people are constantly worried about the algorithm and trying to figure out strategy and all that stuff, but from a growth perspective, really getting involved and interacting with other people in the community, and you've probably heard it a billion times, but people say it over and over again because it's true. I mean, especially if you get the opportunity to interact with people in person, get yourself out to a conference. If you're on the West Coast, there's a million of them out there. You got VidCon, VidSummit, Social Media Marketing World, all of those. On the East Coast, coming up next year in May, we'll have my conference, the People of Video. That'll kick off in Albany, New York on May 2nd and 3rd. You can go to peopleofvideo.com if you're interested in attending. You got a whole year to plan for it. Mashed tater, I like that. New to streaming and content creating, still learning. Thanks for what you do. Well, thank you so much. Let me know if you would like a channel review with that super chat. I do appreciate it. And maybe some of you guys may have noticed in the lower right-hand corner, we have the Stream Boss. The Stream Boss, when somebody becomes Stream Boss, they get 100 health points for each $1 of super chat that somebody contributes to the channel. That does 10 points of damage to the current Stream Boss, and whoever brings that total down to 0 becomes the new Stream Boss and gets their channel displayed on the live stream until somebody else comes in and knocks them off. So, West Coast Cajun Cuisine, thank you so much for the super chat. Hey, Dan, nice to see you on another Wednesday. 2009 is looking good so far. Awesome. Great to hear. If you guys, let's see, I'm going to pop over onto your, there we go. I'm liking the thumbnails, West Coast. Looking really good. And let me know if you wanted to pop the channel up for anything with that super chat. And as you see, West Coast Cajun just took over the Stream Boss in the lower right-hand corner. KRDP, last week I did what you said when you said it, and I noticed that I can keep my audience for between 18% to 39%. I think I'm improving. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be different with every video. In general, try to keep focusing on little things to stretch that out and try to get people to stay on your videos longer. The better that you're able to do that, the more success you're going to have. Ultimately, YouTube, I mean, the not so secret of YouTube is it's all about your ability to keep people watching for as long as possible. The better you are at that, no matter how you get there, is what is going to get YouTube to share you more. So if whatever your process is, whatever your approach is, or the value that you deliver, your ability to keep people watching longer is going to be the catalyst for YouTube promoting your content more. I know we like to get into click-through rates and average view duration and all that stuff, but the reality is get them to watch more of a video or longer than other videos that are out there, and you will do just fine. Paul Peck Drywall, good to see you, man. Thanks for coming and hanging out in the stream. I see Harley out there as well. Slap Happy Jelly, got to drive now. Catch up later. Take care. Have a good evening as well. Drive safe. Yeah, there's always the inclination to get try to go deep diving on YouTube and figure out all the intricate algorithms and all that stuff, but it's really so much simpler than that. Simple to realize, a little bit harder to achieve. Alrighty. And make sure that, put that over there. Make sure we're all organized. Review my thumbnails. I do everything from my iPhone XS Max. That is the same phone I use. Love that phone. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. We will put you up there as well. And alrighty. Good afternoon, Barnyard Chicken. I also see the predictor out there. Good to see you, Marlin Gaming Nation. Some new faces out there. All right. You know, I have the live stream on my screen in front of me, and it's amazing how much of a lag, how much of a delay there is in terms of what I say, and then I actually see it happening, and I am just beating my mic. I really need to get a new mic, and I've been eyeing the, what is it, the Shure, is it 7B? It's like the holy grail of mics, and one of these days I'm just going to actually buy it for myself. It's just $400, so it's kind of a, is it 7B? Sure. Or SMB7 or SM7B. There it is. And how do we get that to, oh, I know what we do. We do this. Does that look good? Yeah. This is the granddaddy of mics right here. This is going to be my next mic. The Shure SM7B cardioid dynamic microphone. It's beautiful. I've had this one for a while. This is a decent mic. This is the MXL. Is it 770, I believe? McCann Dog Training. Hey, Dan, I've always enjoyed Wednesday night hangout. Lots of great tips. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us. And New Life Married Again. Where else besides Facebook can we get more exposure? Any social media that you have, you can share your content, but the reality is you're going to get a lot more more exposure, the more you become familiar with getting people to watch your content. Now, there are people that make really, really high quality content, but they're not getting a lot of views. So when we talk about good content, there really is a major element that is good content in the sense that it's sending the right signals back to YouTube. Like, you could make the most amazing video, but if people aren't watching it or they're bailing on it, then it doesn't really matter how high your quality is. But if you tell a compelling story or you get people to watch the entire video, and you can do that on a consistent basis, YouTube is going to continue to promote that, and that's going to give you that additional exposure that you're looking for. A lot of people are kind of the impression that all they really need is a big break, and if just more people see their content, then it'll take care of itself from there. But the reality is, most people, when they start out on YouTube, have a ton to learn about making engaging content that keeps people watching, and they need to focus on how to expand the amount of time that people not only watch their content, but extend the session times here on YouTube and just keep people on the platform as much as possible. I see. What's up, Dane? Oh, there he is. Dane, what's going on, man? Good to see you, sir. Recently did a video on Dane's channel, so if you guys haven't checked that out, definitely head over to his channel on YouTube. I would imagine you can just search for, let me make sure that hey.com gets you where you need to go. I'm pretty sure it would, but yeah, you can just search for hey.com and check out Dane Golden's channel. He does video marketing content. We had the opportunity to spend some time together at Social Media Marketing World in San Diego, California. Let's see how far back that was. Looks like it's... Dane's been pumping out some content. I think it's pretty recent, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. About 7 videos back on Dane's channel, but definitely check out the rest of his content as well. Good to see you, Dane. Marlon Gaming Nation, are you doing channel reviews? Yes, absolutely. I do channel reviews. I tend to do them at the end of the stream, and I'll let you know why I tend to do them at the end of the stream, because I try to avoid doing them for people who just pop into the stream and just want a channel review and want to bail. That's not really the function of this. This is an opportunity for you to engage with your fellow creators and make some contacts and friends who also do what you're doing. And we're really trying to build the YouTube community. That's why we do this. The channel reviews are just an opportunity to kind of improve. And what you find is a lot of the people who jump in, ask for a channel review, and bail probably aren't going to implement all of the information that you give them anyway. And I actually have people that come to frequently come to live streams, ask for channel reviews, and then never change anything on their channels. So one of those things. All right, let's see. Val Me Briggs, the first 100 is deadly to get. Yeah, when you're first starting out on YouTube, it's definitely kind of a daunting task, because a lot of people come to YouTube and after seeing, like amazingly successful creators, and they're like, oh yeah, I can do this. And then it can be painful trying to get an audience, trying to get that ball rolling. And people often are focused on the exact opposite things or the wrong things when they start out on YouTube, instead of what they really should be focused on. In fact, that's what caused me to create this channel, was seeing people who are just focused on all the wrong stuff, like subscriber counts and all of that. If you're under 100 subscribers or even under 1,000 subscribers, the last thing you should be worried about is subscribers. You should be focused on watching as many videos as you can to learn how YouTube works and how to make better content. And you should put out 100 videos, spend a year on YouTube without worrying about where your subscriber count is, because you have no control over the subscriber count other than striving to get better. And if you do that on a consistent basis, video over video, then your subscriber count will take care of itself. You won't even have to worry about it. Construction Cronies, I watched Dan every Wednesday, watched all his videos and implemented his teachings, and then asked for my first review. Just saying. And that's another thing. A channel review is not necessarily going to be helpful to you if you haven't watched any videos. The whole purpose of the videos is so you can watch them, understand, and process the information. If we have a channel review and I give you a bunch of stuff and I'm like speaking a foreign language because you've never watched a video, then it's not really going to be super helpful for you. A lot of people also have the misconception that if they get a channel review and their channel gets up on the screen, that it's going to be that exposure they're looking for and something magical is going to happen. I've been mentioned on some pretty big channels, and the only time it has an effect is when I'm mentioned on a channel that is doing the exact same thing that I do. And in reality, the only time that has happened is, or that I can actually see a change in terms of growth and that sort of thing, would probably be on Nick Niman's channel. But that's because we both do similar content. But getting that so-called exposure on somebody's live stream when you're not doing the same thing is not going to have any significant impact for you. And as Paul Peck says, YouTube is a marathon, not a sprint. That is for sure. Stumped. My audience retention is only around 2 minutes, 40%. Do you think my vids would do better if they were longer? Because I'm trying to rely more on suggested videos, which requires more watch time. So it's not about... Longer videos don't help if you're not keeping people longer. If you've noticed that no matter how long your video is, you always seem to keep people for 40%, you can certainly try to make a longer video and see if that holds true. If it does, then there's something there that you can work with in terms of making longer videos in that respect. Let's also remember, if you just pay attention to other reviews, you can implement the advice on your own channel. Many of the fundamentals and best practices that Dan shares are transferable. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, the information is out there, guys. If you are trying to legitimately grow a channel and you really want to know how this is and you're dedicated to figuring it out, you don't even need your channel reviewed. You watch somebody else's channel review. It's all the same stuff. It's not, on my side, people will line up to do channel reviews and we'll do 15 or 20 of them. And it's a lot of the things that you find on each channel are very similar. So if you don't get your channel reviewed, watch everybody else's and implement the same kind of things that we're talking about. If I go on a channel and I'm like, hey, your channel art doesn't say anything about who you are or what you do or why people should care. If that resonates with you and what your channel is, it doesn't have to be your channel. You just need to hear that information and be like, oh, does my channel art speak to people and explain to them exactly why they should care about my content? If it doesn't, figure out how to make the change. Gearsy. YouTube is a marathon, but you can't always hold off on things such as saying, oh, well, I'll get to doing that video that might go viral in the future, and keep uploading mediocre videos expecting results. Yeah, see, I'd be more apt to slow down, take the time to learn how to make better videos, and put out better videos less frequently. I know a while back, a year or so ago, it was all like, oh, you got to put out daily videos. You got to do 3 videos a week to be relevant. All that's nonsense. There's people that put out all kinds of different schedules that are successful. I think it is your ability to get better that's ultimately going to lead you to bigger and better things. All right. Yeah, and it certainly did work for Gearsy. Gearsy's up to 111,000 subscribers. Alrighty. And we're scrolling, and Gearsy, I put out 1 video every 6 days, so I'm not one to rush stuff. I did a video about that recently, that don't feel like, if you're just putting out videos to put out videos or to meet your schedule, then you're not really doing yourself any favors. That's why I've never followed a set schedule, other than my goal is to put out a video a week, but it's never been on an exact day, because while the schedule does help you get to focus on being consistent, I think too many people put out poor content just to meet their schedule, which kind of defeats the purpose. Official, is it Wando? Where are you from? If that's for me, I am in upstate New York. Streams are as good as I remember. It's been forever since I've been to one of the streams. Well, welcome back. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us. Hey Dan, what do you use to create thumbnails? I use GIMP, GIMP. It is a free alternative to Photoshop. My phone's dinging at me. It's available to download for free. You can just go on Google and search GIMP, and it's great. I've been using it for years now, and that's what I make my thumbnails in. It's what I make thumbnails for clients in. It's just really comfortable and intuitive to me. Sparks Family TV says GIMP is legit, for sure. Sparks Family TV is in Vegas. See, that sounds like a good time. Of course, if I lived in Vegas, I'd be homeless in Vegas, because I would enjoy that a little too much. Link name for thumbnails, please. GIMP, Dan. Let's see here. Give me. And there we go. So for anybody who wants to check out GIMP, that is where you can find it. Joshua Paulino in New York City. KRDP, for me, I use Windows Movie Maker to edit, and what I do is I use animation to transition between the clips, and I walk my subscribers through how to create outfits. Awesome. And just trying to scroll up and make sure I didn't miss anybody. Has anybody run into the issue today with trying to comment and being unsuccessful in doing so? Let me know. Let's see. They seem to watch longer. Yeah, I found people appreciate the non-fluff version of content. I do my best not to extend videos any longer than they need to be. I say what I have to say, usually as straightforward as possible, and then we call it a day. So I think that has a lot of value. I'm not a big fan personally of those types of videos. It's like, hey, we got some great information for you. Can't wait to tell you. But before we do, one day I was walking through the park and I saw a bird. And then, oh, but this information is going to be really helpful. And then when I was 5 years old, yeah, it just drives me crazy when the entire video is them talking about something that they could have shared with you in about 20 seconds. So as a content creator, I do my best not to do that. Let's see. Think I got, if anybody has any questions, make sure to tag me. I think I'm caught up. Well, I haven't scrolled back down to the beginning of the text or the chat yet, but definitely tag Creator Fundamentals if you have a question, and I will do my best to answer them. Get those in there. Scrolling back up and seeing if I missed anybody while I was flipping screens here. And I think, oh, West Coast Cajun says I picked up a Bluebird mic and can't be happier. Awesome. And I think I covered that and that. I got that. Currently having my best day ever. Thanks for your help. All right, I think I got that one. Can I come to the people of video? I'm from Canada. Can I come to the people of video? I'm from Canada. Are Canadians welcome? Of course, Canadians are welcome. I actually have some friends that are up in Toronto that I'm hoping I can get to come down to the people of video. So it's in Albany, New York. Everybody's welcome. I tried to keep the price as affordable as possible. You can go to peopleofvideo.com if you want to come hang out with me next May. You still have over a year to plan it. Tickets to the event are only $199, and there's a bunch of promo codes out there that can get you $25 off. So you can get a ticket to a 2-day event for about $175. The hotel rooms are, I believe they're $109 a night. So you're looking at $420 for between now and then you just have to figure out your transportation. So it's a Saturday and a Sunday. So if you roll into town on a Friday night, I will be there Friday night into Sunday. And the venue, the hotel that I picked, is next to a bunch of retail and places, a lot of stuff to do in the evening. I'm going to try to plan an evening outing the first night as well. And the focus is really going to be just bringing creators together and allowing people to meet other creators in person. Tons of value in that. We're going to obviously do some other things to keep the party high energy and educational, but looking forward to it. So if you've never been to a conference, if you want to start with something smaller than the 6,000 people at Social Media Marketing World or however many people of VidCon, consider coming and hanging out with me and friends at the People of Video Creator event in Albany, New York. And that's May 2nd and 3rd of 2020. Sinister Hand. Why did related channels disappear and be replaced with popular channels with 6 Fortnite channels. I do Fallout. Should I start over? I would never make any. First of all, thank you for the super chat. I would never make any decisions based on what YouTube places in your related channels. One of the interesting things that I noted is I've had about six channels consistently in my related channels for quite a while. Nick Nimmin, Daryl Eves, Tim Schmoyer, a lot of the ones that you would expect to be there. And I recently went in and added, there's a section where you can actually add your own channel favorites. And I did that and immediately noticed that YouTube took all of the related channels out of the related section that matched the ones that I had. So it didn't allow the duplicates. So when you suggest your own channels on the side, it removes them from related, which is kind of a weird thing. What I do think YouTube tries to do with the related channels, and I don't know if you've ever heard of the channel cluster concept, I think YouTube tries to group your content with other content to see how the audiences interact with each other, or how the how related the people are who are watching the content, for the purpose of trying to find who to share your content with. But the related channel section is constantly in flux and always changing. So I really wouldn't pay any attention to it other than, I mean, you can keep an eye on what it says, but I really wouldn't make any strategy decisions based on who appears there. Alrighty here. I got one up as far. Need to go back down to the bottom of the chat here since I went way backwards. And we'll see what's going on here. Okay, I think we got that one. Joe, is You Do It helping with that? Helping with planning the event, not particularly, although I did hear that he is working on an event down in Jersey, a little creator meetup down there as well. Val, me Briggs, cool. I lived in Saratoga Springs for years, hung out in Albany. Yes, I'm very familiar with Saratoga Springs. That, of course, is where the Saratoga racetrack is, for any horse racing fans out there. I have worked in both Albany and Saratoga Springs. Done so in both for many years. Is that really... Super Rizzo 44 is putting your channel logo in your thumbnails a good or bad idea. So you want to have something that identifies your branding on your thumbnails, a consistent way in which people can clearly identify your thumbnails as yours. If you have a logo, if you're somebody that appears in your videos, then you can certainly use your face as the consistent element in your thumbnails. If you have a logo, and that is the way that you tie everything together, then you can certainly do that. One of the things that I see that I don't really recommend is people tend to, they'll pick out something for branding like a logo, and then they're constantly putting it in a different place, a different size. I think it works a lot better if it's kind of consistent in its inclusion. So if it's always in the same place and the same size, it makes it easier for people to see that it is, in fact, branding, and it's easy for them to identify a video as yours. Thanks. Google search results in YouTube dislikes you. I don't know what that means. Google search results in YouTube dislikes you. I actually had a little dislike mob come into the live stream last week. And it was like 2 minutes into the live stream, I had like 27 dislikes. Seriously, I try not to think about it as much. All right. So, Artful Yours, why doesn't my channel have the section related channels but only popular channels? So, typically when a channel first starts out, it'll have that popular channel section. I honestly don't know where the cutoff is of when it switches from popular to related, but I do know that the popular channels tends to be something that appears more on smaller channels. So yeah, so I had, now this is I think the I had a bunch of all the related channels on my channel. Like I said, it was Roberto Blake and Brian G. Johnson and Dare Leaves, and I added all of those to my own personal collection of channels, and it promptly removed them all from related channels. And now my related channels are, one of which is PewDiePie, which I don't understand, but I have an idea because I did one video about T-Series and PewDiePie, and they fans of T-Series came in droves to my channel, and that seemed to have had a apparently identifying it as related content to PewDiePie. All right, so I'm going to start going through the channels that are in the super chat list here. We're going to do those first, and when I get to that, when I get done with those, then I'll open up, provided these don't take too long, and do some pick some ones out of the chat. So if you want to now, if you tag Creator Fundamentals and then you list your channel name in the chat, letting me know that you want a channel review, I will grab some of those when I get to the end of this list. Now, there's a good chance I won't get to everybody. I apologize for that, but there's only so many I can do. We're probably going to go to about 10:30 tonight. Keep this a nice short live stream, because I feel like my voice wants to not be quite as cooperative. So let me pull up the first channel here, and we will get cracking. All right, so the first channel, Sparks Family TV. First of all, totally love your little logo there. Generally speaking, I think your channel art is on point, other than the fact that I don't really know what the channel's about, but I'm assuming it's a family vlog based on the name. So we can take a look at the About section and just see Sparks Family TV's channel where you can laugh, play, and learn with Brendan and Sissy. Videos are posted weekly. Delivers toy reviews, family adventures, and fun learning for kids. This channel is unique because Brendan have so much to learn. When they learn, you will too. Okay, so let's see what we got for videos. So I definitely see a theme going with the yellow, and then we go to what looks like a screen print. Zoom ball. Five days, 4 days, 3 days. So I'm curious in these last... These two videos did really, really well. And I like the fact that you got your little logo on here. You're carrying out the yellow. I'm wondering if this is a strategy here without any of the branding, or why you went to. And I see that was it maybe a live stream based on the length of it? Let me just see real quick. Stop. Yeah, okay, so that was a live stream, so we get it. All right, that makes more sense. But yeah, generally speaking, I like this. You're consistent with your brand placement. The yellow kind of ties everything together. One thing I might do, and I think we had this conversation, but depending on how you're making your logos and your thumbnails, I might go in here and actually sample this yellow and use it to tweak the yellow that you're using in your thumbnails, because it does look like a different kind of yellow. And I don't know if this yellow exists, maybe somewhere tight in here, but generally speaking, the yellows, I mean, it's a little thing, but I think it just helps kind of lock in branding a little bit more. But yeah, you're putting out regular content. You got the branding down. Trying to stop the video before YouTube thinks I'm stealing stuff. And you got your full descriptions, looking good, all that. Yeah, all looks pretty good as it did before. I think these thumbnails are generally pretty good because you have the branding. Then you don't really need to appear in them. So the fact that like the kids are small here is fine. And top. Yeah, I certainly think these work. I mean, the only thing that I'll say is, like, of course, anytime that you can, gets either some emotion in there. Obviously, I'm curious why this video took off the way that it did. Only because this doesn't strike me as a new product to have 8,000 people searching for it, or to find it. So you'll have to let me know if what. Let me see what's going on here with this guy. Yeah, you're going to have to tell me the story about this video, because if you have any insight as to where the traffic came from on that video. But yeah, generally speaking, you're on point here with the branding and the high contrast colors and getting people to check out the content. So, and switch. All right. The yellow near the logo in the channel art. Okay, we got everybody up there. Let's get that one. And we did that one. Oh, hang on. Sure I didn't click on the wrong one there. Oops. Okay. All right. Next channel up here is Sergio45, Daily Dose of Motivation, about those people in the world spreading kindness, adding value, creating thought-provoking conversations. Okay. definitely, generally speaking, I would encourage the landscape videos. I would also try to do actual custom thumbnails. And if you are going to do custom thumbnails and add text, you really want your text to be larger, high contrast, and much easier to see on mobile. These text is going to be really hard to make out. So contrast is all right there, generally speaking. But if you can get something a little chunkier and easier to read, it's definitely going to help people get a sense of what you're doing. And then, of course, anytime that you can use an image in place of words that kind of communicates what's going on in the video, that can be helpful as well. But I would definitely get into the custom thumbnail process and learn the best way to do that. And then, like the text and stuff, whatever you end up using up here, you want to try to keep that consistent and maybe pull it into your thumbnails. And if you're somebody who's always in your videos, which you seem to be, you can also consider getting your face up here so people can start to associate your face with your brand. Playlist. Let's see what we got going on in here. I do see some playlists. Thanks for liking the video. Appreciate it. Adding value. Let's chat. All right. So the one thing I see, so you definitely want to customize your page here. When you come in here, you should have a customized channel option. And once you've done that, you can actually add additional playlists. You can hover down here. You'll have a little add section button. And then you can put out your playlists and get as much of your content exposed as possible. That's what I did. I clicked on the window where I was actually keeping track of the live stream. And I thought I closed one tab too many. All right, so I'll bring that back up so I can see the chat. All right. Thank you so much for your time. You're welcome, Sparks Family TV. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us. Okay, we got that. Let me make sure I'm on the right window and come up here. And we did that one. Now we're going to pull up apps that rule from the Fantastic Joe. The best applications for your mobile device. Cool. Digging the channel art. Looks pretty good. And Apps that Rule is all about educating you on the best apps that you should have on your mobile device. All right. Now, are we focusing on... Check your Wi-Fi speed on your phone. Best weather app. Anchor is joining Spotify. How to make your photos look professional. Anchor podcast app. So generally speaking, so a rundown on these thumbnails. I would say out of all of them, I'm kind of digging this style the best. I generally like this, but here you got a little too thick on that red outline and it kind of muddies everything. This one, the font is nice and blocky, so it has pretty decent contrast. Rather than doing the red outline, I might do like a little drop shadow just to create separation between your font and your backdrop. But looking at all these together, I think this is the best composition, the best, best contrast out of all these. This I feel like is kind of like a step back. Red is such a hard color to play with, especially when you're dealing with darker colors and putting the red over the light blue. I just feel like it's not as not as engaging, not as easy or intriguing on the eyes as what you have going on down here. And Twitter's freaking out for some reason. All right. But otherwise, branding, that's good. But yeah, I think this is much more interesting to people than this. I would probably be more on a thumbnail like this. I would probably like try to show a Wi-Fi speed or something rather than just asking the question. Like put some ridiculous Wi-Fi speed or internet connection speed on there, and use that as kind of an intriguing way to get people in to watch the video. But be careful on that, because you don't want to. It has to be obvious parody, because you don't want to like mislead people by showing a speed that that you don't have. All right, got that one next. Peek in chat. Peek a chat. All right. And all right. The next channel up is Fergus McDuff, the Westie. All right, so we see this. Fergus McDuff is a West Highland White Terrier, also known as a Westie. Born November 1st. Favorite things are playing with toys, going on long walks. So I would try to focus this description more, and perhaps your content, on why people would want to watch the channel. Like, what is it about a channel about this dog that would intrigue people to watch? And also thumbnail wise, Westie goes to church on Easter Sunday. Again, if you're focused on trying to grow, and in this case, you pretty much would be focusing on trying to grow Fergus McDuff as an actual brand, then you would kind of want to get a little bit more information in here, better picture of Fergus up here that really gives people an idea of why they would want to subscribe. And then maybe get into some custom thumbnails or some higher, closer up resolution things that evoke some type of emotion or show people why they should be interested in this particular channel. And I feel like I'm a little confused by what I'm seeing on some of these thumbnails. Like, I don't know what's going on here and what. Like, this is completely disconnected from the rest of the videos. And and Sunrise, yeah, you really want to avoid veering off and making the videos you want to make when you're trying to focus a channel on a particular topic. And then as you create more content, you want to make sure that you're getting it all displayed here in multiple playlists on your channel page. All right. And all right, where are you at here? Okay. I don't remember West Coast. Did you want your channel up? I know I pulled it up to check out your recent thumbnails, but I don't remember if you wanted me to take a look, so let me know. Well, in either way, I will anyway. But we've had previous conversations on this channel about how there's certain topics like food and coins and cars, things where you just have a golden opportunity to take advantage of the imagery of the topic. And then, you look at thumbnails like this where you have a nice close up of the food, and it's just, it's so much more compelling to a viewer to want to click in and see more about that meal, because it's you're showing the food, you're enticing people with the imagery like that right there. I want to dive into that bowl. But that's just the power when you're doing a topic where the imagery can be super powerful in getting people to watch the content. So, and I know we had the conversation before about getting a little more consistency with the logo size and placement. Seems like we have it pretty good here. Granted, you can't read the text at that size, but to a certain degree, it is identifiable as that particular channel. So it works in that case. All right, the next channel up is Val Me Briggs. And I'm curious what the meaning of the slash. Let me know in the chat how you wrote it, what that means right there. All right, so first thing, it doesn't look like you definitely want to customize your channel and move your liked videos and your subscriptions off of your main channel page so you can actually display some more of your content. When you go in and turn customization on your channel, it's also going to allow you to have playlists and your about section and all that, so you definitely want to do that. Without that information, can't really tell what the intention of your channel is about, because I can't get to an about section. Can't tell what's going on in your channel art, so you definitely want to create channel art that identifies what you are making content-wise, so people have an idea of why they would want to watch your content. Are you doing vlogging? Are you doing lifestyle? What are you actually making videos about that you can communicate to people? Because the reality is people probably aren't going to come down here and try to look at all your different video titles and figure out what you're doing and whether they should care. So customization turned on is your first step. Once you do that, then that'll give you all the other options that you can get in there and start tweaking. All right, was that? I think that was. All right, here we are going to take a look at pickup truck and SUV talk. Check out my thumbnails. Let's take a look at recent thumbnails. All right, so for some of these, Like I'm assuming that's an actual advertising image for that vehicle. I mean, because that's a great photo. The like looking at this thumbnail, I don't think Deja Vu is doing you any justice in terms of creating an emotion that would encourage somebody to want to watch the video. I mean, we kind of get a sense of what you're alluding to with the deja vu if we read the title. But there might be a different way to approach that. You know, even if you put like 2x up there instead of deja vu, people will be like, oh, what's the 2x what? Or I don't know that deja vu quite does the same thing. You're on the last two videos, you're consistent on the size of the branding. Although you're kind of listing it a little bit different than what you have up here. SUV talk. I almost feel like you could just literally use your icon as the branding and try that and tuck it down in the lower left-hand corner. I'm not super in love with the squared off corner, and I'm like in this case, I feel like it kind of covers up the image, so that kind of detracts from the image itself. Like the bring it, I wouldn't even bother with the bring it on this. I just think that image is compelling enough to not need text. Here's why service matters. Secrets shared. Dealership maintenance best practices on million-mile Toyota Tundra. Like, I mean, looking at that topic, if I was going to put any text, I feel like the lead of that story would be 1 million miles, more so than the who I'm assuming is some type of maintenance related person in the image. I'm not really sure who the person is, but you think about it from like, I feel like you're making your thumbnails based on what you know about the topic, where you need to think of it in terms of what somebody happening by your video would think of the thumbnail. You want to talk to them and get them to actually be intrigued enough to click on it. So rather than here's why service matters and a picture of a woman that they don't know, if your thumbnail said 1 million miles and showed an odometer displaying that, then I think that would be really powerful to get people to go, really? That can't be right. Let's go take a look at it. And then obviously, they'll see the content about how a service department got a 1 million mile truck. Alrighty here. Alright, and alright, let's take another peek up here. Scrolling. Let's see here. Way too many tabs open. Let me find somebody else here. All right, so the next channel we have up. Oh, hang on, almost there. Next channel, homesteading. Is it with the A Bears? We could pronounce that a bunch of different ways. All right, well, maybe a couple. I feel like I've seen this channel with different channel art a while back, and I don't remember. But so the first thing I would say, I think there's a lot more opportunity on your channel art than what you're doing now, especially if you're doing homesteading. I think there's a lot of imagery that you could be using up here rather than that plain white background. When I see this big white abyss, it doesn't really speak to me in terms of homesteading. So there might be some opportunity there to do that. Family 6 New Hampshire started journey to homesteading, chickens, and then exploded a whole new world. Okay, so it started with them. That's cool. And let's see what we got going on for actual content. Mending a leaking garden hose, chickens being chickens. All right, so basically the style that you're doing these video titles in and the way that you're covering content is like more of a vlog style type channel, which is fine. They just tend to take, it tends to be a little bit longer, more difficult to grow them, or they just take a little bit of time. So I just want to see. Ooh, we're getting kind of slow here on the connection. And why am I not getting... Yeah, so I mean, generally speaking, the vlog type video or channels just tend to take a little while. Chickens. Looks like you're generally using screen prints for your thumbnails. I would try to explore some other design styles. You know, chickens being chickens. Maybe you have a close-up of a couple chickens doing something chickeny. I don't know what chickens do. But again, you're trying to, evoke curiosity with your thumbnail. And if your thumbnail, if nothing out of the ordinary is portrayed in your thumbnail, it's probably not going to capture somebody's attention. Making the roof more permanent, but it's just a guy in front of some building that looks like it's painted like a barn. You really want to try to figure out during that video what was something that happened or something that could be intriguing to look at that makes people want to go, oh, I wonder what happens next. That sort of thing to actually click into your video and get all that going. All right. $3,000 tabs. Way too many. All right. Just going to jump in the chat real quick, see what everybody has going on. Make sure I don't miss any questions. And let me take a peek here real quick. All right, it is 10:30 p.m. here on the East Coast. Way too many tabs. Maybe it's not 3,000, but it's way more than I should have. In any event, I want to thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with us here on Wednesday night. As I mentioned, if this is your first live stream, we do this every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to see future content that can help you simplify YouTube, do consider clicking that subscribe button and the bell notification icon. Probably didn't get to all the channel reviews tonight. If you didn't get a chance tonight, you can definitely come to the next live stream and try to get one there. But remember, you want to get, show that you've been watching videos and implementing improvements, and then ask during a channel review about how you implemented them, rather than requesting a channel review without having done any new work on your channel, especially if you've had a channel review before. You don't want to ask for a channel review if you haven't done anything from your last channel review, or that doesn't really help anybody. So awesome to hang out with you guys once again. And we will be here next Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. And I will see everybody then. As I mentioned, we have a whole year between now and the People of Video, which is the creator event that I am setting up in Albany, New York. So if you go to peopleofvideo.com, you can see information on tickets. During the year, I'm going to be presenting more information in terms of what the actual event is going to look like, but it is going to be an opportunity to spend one-on-one, face-to-face time with other creators. So if you've never been to a conference, you have an entire year from today to plan to make it up to Albany, New York, to hang out with us at the People of Video event. So appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. I will see you guys next Wednesday. Hope your channels are doing well and you guys have a great night. Take care.